Good day, everyone. I'm Charles Liang, President and CEO of Supermicro. It's my great pleasure to meet you again here at COMPUTEX, although online. Since COVID-19 is still threatening us, please be diligent to keep yourself, your family, and your co-workers safe. I'm very happy here to share with you the green computing advantages. The ways to be greener is ROI, and how excited and proud to be a leading green computing company. As you may know already, Supermicro is first to market recently again, launching the broadest Intel Ice Lake, AMD Milan, and NVIDIA A100 GPU-based product lines. We have more than 200 application-optimized products shipping today, thank you to our almost perfect building block solution architecture. These optimized building block systems are created in-house with more than 2 decades of subsystem innovations, including motherboard, enclosures, power supplies, thermal solutions, security features, management software, and more. They allow Supermicro to design and deliver products quicker, much better application optimized, and more power efficient than those from our competitors. Indeed, our building block solution technology also makes managing our production and inventory more efficient because of its ability to share the same subsystem across many different product lines and different product generations. These building blocks keep our inventory low, while provide application optimized solutions to our partners with minimal lead time. Headquartered in Silicon Valley for the past 27 years, we work closely with all the leading technology partners. We design platforms together, leverage experience from each other, and review and validate the products in real time. This advantage enables continuous product innovations with new features and improved performance. This partnership also result in our products having the best time to market, quality, serviceability, and compatibility across different generations of technologies. What else has Supermicro been preparing for our partners? The answer is our software and firmware offerings, as they are essential to any optimized total solutions. With more than 25 years of visioning, planning, and hard work, Supermicro today has one of the strongest firmware and software departments in the whole industry. With our broader system portfolio and optimized firmware and software, we are now capable of supplying your application optimized complete rack solution. The PMP rack provides turnkey, pre-validated rack level, AI, 5G, telco, enterprise, and cloud solutions. This rack has undergone a thorough solution level design process with our partners, built securely and tested with precise L11 or L12 specifications.
pleasure to be speaking again at COMPUTEX. My name is Michael Clegg, and I will give an update on the 5G market and the latest developments. My colleague, Maury Lin, will speak about the latest product information and the new generation of products that we have. 5G network deployments are now well underway in many countries, initially in a non-standalone format, and soon which is really a 4G network enhanced with a 5G new radio. We are starting to see the first 5G standalone network deployments, and really it is with standalone networks that we get the real benefits of 5G kick in. For the core, we move to a cloud microservices orientated architecture using a CDCI deployment model. With a cloud-native architecture, the network adopts the principles of a hyperscaler network running on standardized COT servers. You can even run the core network on our cloud itself, which some people are starting to investigate. For the radio access network, after a pretty long gestation period, we are now seeing the broad adoption of Open RAN, which also has the objectives of running the RAN and COTS hardware. This is a bit more challenging given the signal processing requirements, and we are at a point where the method has been validated with 4G, and with the latest processors we can now achieve the same thing for 5G. 5G Open RAN has started with greenfield operators like Rakuten and Dish. We are seeing broader adoption by the traditional operators, especially in Europe, with the recent MOU that has been announced. We're also starting to see the predicted innovation and growth in the broader ecosystem, with more silicon suppliers, in addition to Intel, who pioneered the space, coming in with Qualcomm, Nvidia and Marvell. We're also starting to see some startup vendors enter the market from a chip point of view, which really demonstrates the opportunity. And with that, I will hand off to Maury, who's going to explain to you some of the advances in the processors and Supermicro's latest product releases.
Thank you, Michael. My name is Maury Lin, and I would like to introduce our innovation for the telco 5G RAN applications. Supermicro helping provide the best and optimized computing performance with accelerations design inside for vRAN application. We work closely with the worldwide vRAN partners, including in their deployment at the field sites with the worldwide lab engagement. We brought the data center performance to the edge. This changed a lot because the Intel 3rd generation Xeon SP processor make it possible to everyone in this vRAN architecture. And Supermicro in this architecture bring the solutions to the edge. Let me give you an example how to utilize this edge computing performance for operator to shorten their gap. Supermicro Hyper-E and Open RAN solutions. These solutions carry lots of features we learned from the market, and I'm going to bring you several features we learned and how we support to shorten the gap. The first one is about how we maximize the expansion flexibilities. We allow the operators insert more the wireless accelerator card, including Intel accelerators A1000. In this case here, it's using a Moonbright technology. Besides that, also the validated system design supporting the Intel FlexRAN and ORAN architectures as well. Not just about that, we also realize that NAPS Level 3 certification is very important for those infrastructures to protect their redundancy and reliabilities. We all have that certified with our DC power supply with the 1200 watt features ready inside. The workload also is an important topic we have to handle together, and as I mentioned already, with the CPU technology from Intel, it's possible to support dual processor architecture and also single processor architectures in this design. It's able to run up to 270 watt, so it's amazing. Then also we have to think about, in this environment here, front access is become a very critical requirement for the operators to make sure their IT people, their operation teams to serve this machine easily. And we design everything front access. And also considering the short depth in this environment here, we're offering two choices to you, including the 300mm and also 574mm depth. This is all designed for the front access in the space concerned area. With all these possibilities, the rack mount design for the 1U, 2U systems will help a lot. By integrating all this innovation together with our partners, and we dramatically shortened the gap of operator expansion to the 5G and telco vRAN. This let Supermicro continue the investments and to enlarge the contributions to the telco industry. Michael, back to you.
Thank you, Maury. Now that the 5G network is falling into place, the emphasis is how to monetize it. The real benefit of 5G is ultra-low latency, but to take advantage of that low latency, you really need to push the application computing to the edge of the network to what is known as MEC, Multi-Access Edge Compute. By co-locating the application edge processing with the RAN, any latency critical traffic can do a local breakout and go directly from the edge of the RAN network into the application space. Applications that benefit from this include AR, VR, video, robotics, mobility type applications that are sensitive. One of the most common edge applications is the combination of video and AI. And with that, I'll ask Maury to explain how we solve the problems of high performance AI processing at the edge. Maury?
A great topic about the AI at the edge for the IoT industry. We have a lot of engagement in the retail, smart city, and also Industry 4.0. Supermicro bring the edge computing into a wide variety of environments. And from central office to the micro data center to the cell tower and the factory floors, this meeting lots of the particular environments and operating challenged. And those requirements will be able to supported by the Supermicro new design hardware, including combining lots of accelerators together, such as a GPU, VPU, and FPGAs. We provided virtualizations to the edge. This build intelligence to the retail space. For example, we use the AI-based solution through the Intel OpenVINO solution. And this makes easily onboarding all our partners to our hardware and to solve the end-user pain point. The pain point is when they need a performance at the edge. To create a virtualization for the users, they need a high performance and reliable machine there. In the Industry 4.0 and also smart places, our partners not just provide edge computing virtualization, they also realize that we have to create a different installation format for them to fit into a different environment. Think about the spaces in the factory floors. You don't have a rack mount cabinet to put all your rack mount machines. You need to have a machine able to mount to the wall or stay on the pole. In the smart places area, this will require your computing power have to stay outside. So we have outdoor edge computing systems to support these possibilities. And we all make it possible for you. Because of this requirement here, Supermicro also bring our building block design DNA into the IoT edge computing design architectures. You could have all the performance through the latest CPU, like how you enjoy the performance in the data center. Now we all make it possible at the edge. We design made in USA and also can accelerate your global deployment. The COVID-19 not just changed the way the people interact in the social network, actually also accelerate the way how people use information. Then we believe this kind of demand will dramatically increase through the AI investment and also the edge computing. Because of this, Supermicro will be able to maximize your return on investments at the edge for the IoT space and also possible through the telco 5G area. So please grab this high chance of fast growth opportunity with the Supermicro. I will hand it off back to Michael.
Thank you, Maury. So to wrap up, we can see that 5G has been actively deployed both in public and in private networks. The promise of a cloud-native 5G network and Open RAN is being validated with innovations like network as a service, with programmatic networks being developed, and while we see that AI will reduce the cost of operating the network. We're also starting to see innovative AI-enabled edge applications are the examples that Maury gave, enabled by high-performance products like the Supermicro products that we showed. It's going to be a very exciting next few years. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. Today we are very happy to invite you to join the keynote session here about 5G and telco announcement together with our X12 Intel 3rd generation Xeon scalable processor launch. In this session here, I would like to explain to you more why the innovations bring the customer's attention to Supermicro portfolio. I believe most of you are aware of the telco segments getting more and more open environment. One of the key topics is how to utilize the open radio access network to accelerate the 5G infrastructure's deployment. Because of this, we also realized the performance also need to require the same level like we deliver in the data center. For this kind of purpose, we redesigned the data center architectures extended to the edge. At this moment here, we have to think about what kind of a 5G telco at the edge requirement. First of all, you will have a different input from the power source requirement. And also, your accelerator requirements getting higher and higher for different workload combinations. For instance, you have to handling the signals from your user equipment and convert it into the Ethernet protocols back to the backhaul and data center. Because of this, the Open Radio Access Network and also ORED Alliance provide this chance to Supermicro. Besides of this kind of a requirement at the edge, we also realized lots of accelerators require the performance stay the same like the data center level. For instance, like the GPU will help the inferencing at the edge. Supporting this 5G environment, accelerate the application to the private 5G and other deployments. Make this possible is not easy, but Supermicro make it. So to make this story more detailed, I bring the several product in front of you here. We got a Hyper family this year. Want to announce to you. This product is a greatly designed tool list, so easily for you for the service. Enterprise customers like this to reduce their downtimes. The second thing is with the Hyper series, we are able to Gen 4 ready and also plan for the future Gen 5. Besides of that, we keep it compact and front access. Why front access matters here? Lots of the telco customers, they facing different workload environments. Some of them require the AC power input. Some require the DC power input. We offer both. Because of this, it's possible to let them scale quickly with the Supermicro building block solution for telco customers. In front of you here, the first product, you can take a look here. This product allows you to plug in 3 accelerators. These accelerators up to the double width GPU card as well. And then you immediately notice there's a different power source at the front. Not the typical one, the IT device, you have to access your power at the rear side. Not just about that, we're also offering the Open Compute form factor called OCP NIC 3.0 form factor, extend the network capability up to 400G. Right now in front of you here, you can take a look here. We're able to support you 2 slots. So this allows you to have accelerator on the top and also with the OCP networking module to accelerate your network speed. This is all possible for you in the very compact 22.6-inch depth, which is a telco perfectly fit into their cabinet at the edge. Besides of this point here, we also realized the customers, they have a different kind of workload, even closer to the rural area. At that point, they're expecting the system getting smaller and compact. And a processor, they're also able to reduce down to the single socket Xeon SP platforms. We also offer this to the customers. As you can see here, the black color here, this is also our latest innovation here. Inside here, it's a one single Xeon SP processor. Not just about that, we still keep the redundant power supply for you, DC, AC, both available front access. We're also able to support you 2 NVMe hotspot features at the front, which is good for your redundant feature, back up your OS and applications. We never sacrifice our performance accelerators. You also can see the different accelerator card could be put on the top. Here are something we also want to let you know how closely working with the Intels and other accelerator companies. We put the Emon Bryce cards to help you for the FEC features, accelerate the 5G communications. We also have a different 25G networking port to handling the signal from RU all the way to DU and back to the CU part. This all the innovation here is a Supermicro building block for telco customers. And we also realized, once you got the very comfortable space at the edge, we are able to bring all your computing needs back to the data center. So that's also the reason why here you can see in front of you, the same design, we turn around and allow you to become another design, become a front access for all your hotspot feature through the fan and hard drive. Internally, the concept, you're also able to enjoy the performance and then become an innovation here for the IT infrastructures inside the data center, connect all the 5G together. This is just the beginning of our infrastructure's upgrade. To more update to you, we also can tell you this year we bring the outdoor edge systems to you. For the outdoor edge computing, it's also be part of the important infrastructure to accelerate the 5G deployment, especially for private 5G. And also other areas require the computing closer to the edge. Because of this requirement, we clearly listen to the market demand. So we bring this outdoor edge computing system to the market. What we can do right now is using the Intel 3rd generation Xeon SP processor into the IP rating 65 level, able for you to dust and waterproof. And then in this case here, it's also allow you to drive the wide range temperature, minus 40 degrees C all the way up to 50 degrees C. Why we have to design a product like this? Because we, again, extending our data center technology to the outdoor edge computing. In this environment here, customer can using this to connect to their surveillance application, connect to their DU and the RU accelerations. All this possible, the pole mount machines, carry on together with all the accelerator I mentioned. Because of this all innovation, all cross-platform together, we are easy to help the telco customers. And also for this enterprise customers enjoy the 5G deployment. We are very happy to be here to introduce so many innovations for the telco customer here. Thank you for watching.
Hi, and welcome to Supermicro Tech Talks. I'm really excited to introduce Yaming Wing, one of our product managers for Supermicro's Edge servers. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, Heather. Thank you for having me. So today I'd like to talk about our newly released Ice Lake server, purposely designed for the Open RAN market. And we have spent almost over last year to really purposely design this one to fit into the telco market to meet its function, environmental kind of conditions. We're very proud and very excited to share this product with you.
That's great. Could you share with me what Open RAN and O-RAN actually means?
Sure. Yeah, this is really all related to 5G, right? So for 5G, it's because there's a requirement for new bandwidth, and to achieve that, you have to use a higher spectrum. Higher spectrum would require the base stations to be closer to each other. That means we will have to deploy more base stations than was already out there for 4G and 3G today. And because of that, the operators, they have to buy a lot of more servers. And today, for 4G and before, they only have a limited number of suppliers offer an end-to-end proprietary solution. They really don't like it. And also another problem for them to facing is they want to be able to run the cloud applications freely on their edge server to be able to bring the innovation from cloud to there. With all this proprietary design from the incumbents, they cannot do that either. That's why an open standard based on a white box, probably more on the x86 type of servers, is a solution for it. And that's why we're working very closely with Intel to make that a reality.
So what do you have to show me right here?
So this is our 6-210p server. As you can see, this is a 2U server. But one thing special about this server from the typical data center server you can is everything, all the I/O is in the front, and even the power supply is in the front for a specific reason. Because we designed this product as an on-site DU or distributed unit for telco guys. And typically they have an outdoor cabinet sitting under the cell tower, right? So this server has to be pushed in toward the end. There's nothing you can open from the back side. So every access has to be from the front end. So that's why it's very important. Another thing I want to mention also is the depth of the server. Because of some existing cabinet, is really, really narrow for they can only accommodate certain depths. We designed this one, this server is only 298 millimeter depth to really fit into that kind of environment. So it's very important for those things that I mentioned earlier, right, to meet the functional and the environmental requirement for the operators.
So those are really great features. What about CPUs and internals?
Yeah, so because we're running the telco workload on these servers, and Intel has specifically designed a SKU called N SKU for Ice Lake. N stands for networking, or NFVI. So in that SKU, the CPU can go up to 36 cores, go down to 20 cores. They specifically designed because they tested with some telco workload and also optimized for the thermal consumption as well. We have to accommodate that, especially because the server has to meet the temperature environment. For example, for 36 cores, we have to design certain heating, actually not heating, to absorb the heat functions to be able to make the server running with 36 core but still can run in 50 degrees Celsius kind of environment. We can also run the server in a lower temperature below zero environment as well to meet those kind of environmental requirement.
That's very impressive.
Another thing special about this server I want to share is if you look at the front end, we have many different slots, PCIe slots, to fit into add-on cards. This is very important because for a standard x86 server to be able to acting as a telco server, there are certain things like real-time processing and also timing function has to be covered by it, and even monitoring as well. So we leave enough PCIe slot for here. basically, you can have 4 PCIe slots here. If you use a lower core, we can even open up in the middle, so we could have probably up to 6 PCIe slots for this server.
Very impressive feature set. You had mentioned that there are some add-on cards for the DU. May you share some more about that?
Sure. So this is really related back to the PCIe slots we have here, right? So the way we achieve those telco workload is through those add-on cards inserted into the PCIe slots. So one type of add-on card we call the acceleration card. It's a layer 1 networking acceleration card. And the most popular one we validated now is a Montebrice chip-based EAC card from Intel. So that will help with the 4G and the 5G protocol translation. Another type of card is a NIC card, networking card, but it's not your average networking card because you need to have Grandmaster IEEE 1588 function inside it. Plus, we need to have a GNSS chip to talk to the satellite to get the timing. So because this DU box in the O-RAN type of world, many cases will acting as a grandmaster, offering timing to the radio unit. And in case we're losing connection with the satellite, the server itself need to have a holdover time of the timing for 4 hours. So special OCXO has to be added to that NIC card to make that happen.
This is an amazing system. I understand that it's already been shipped to customers.
Yes. In fact, this one is in very high demand because we purposely designed it for the O-RAN type of DU out there. As you know, O-RAN is new, and DU as a standard of 5G is also new. So we're making that happen. We're one of the really early server vendors to build this type of server. One public information I can share with you, because there are many customers I cannot share their name yet. One I can share is Telefonica. So Telefonica in January this year, they published a white paper talking about their O-RAN implementation. Inside there, they mentioned the Supermicro DU, exactly this one, actually in the picture for their white paper, right? So we are helping them to realize their dream there. There are other customers, probably in the next couple of months, we're gonna announce more.
Awesome. So Yaming, it really sounds like Supermicro's really invested into O-RAN and making it into a reality.
Yeah, definitely. We have seen huge potential in this, and we're very proud to make this happen because to be able to have a really connected world, if we can contribute and make it a more open and connected world, that's really aligned with our company's mission. By having our server combining with Intel's CPU, add-on card, and also our software partners combined together, we can realize it and make Open RAN a reality. So I'm looking forward for the day this have a massive deployment in the operators field.
This was exceptional information. Thank you, Yaming, and thank you for joining us. And thank you all for joining our Supermicro Tech Talk. Learn more at supermicro.com/X12, powered by Intel.